So losses upon losses, losses upon losses. Excuse for not propagating. What do you say? We are not perfect. In India, solution to a problem is to propagate. They won't. They won't propagate. This is the answer to your problem, wallah. And there is a group of people. There are a group of people there whom we consider to be of the lowest rung of the ladder. You just woo them with a little gentleness. Wallah, you can just gather them in. I went to my motherland after 50 years. I left that country in 1927. I returned to that country in 77 after 50 years. I did go. Then I go to one of the villages. And in that village I saw that the natives of the place, they look like us. They haven't got woolly hair, but they do the menial work for us. The native of the place, they are hero worshipping us. We are like gods. Like the Afrikaner is like a god. To us, oh bas, bas. Same thing there, that Indian, the laborer, is looking up to us like a god. So I says, man, that's very good. Very good relationship. You know, that means you can just call them. You just call them and they hearken to you. They dare not refuse. So I'm telling my host, I said, look, in the village, tell them that all these laborers, I want them to come tomorrow morning with the wives and the children. Come here tomorrow morning. I want to talk to them. By royal command, as if they were all there, wallah. Next morning, all the men and the women and the children, they are there. Seated on the ground in the dust. I sit on the little stool and I speak to them, telling them about my origin. My forefathers were also Hindus. Originally, every Indian, for 5,000 years we were Hindus. I don't know whether you know. Your great-grandfathers were Buddhists. You know, the Malaysian, Indonesians, they were Buddhists. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. We should be proud that Allah Bari Ta'ala gave them Hidayah. Today we are Muslims. Otherwise we would be still worshipping Buddha and so many other things. So I started explaining how we became Muslim and you know how Islam welcomes them all. I spoke in Urdu because that man didn't understand English, the villager. So I had to speak in my broken Urdu and he translated into that native language, whatever I was saying. Within the hour, they all want to become Muslim. Just me touch and light-hearted chat and they all want to become Muslim. So I'm telling my host, कि इनको मुसलमान बनाओ. I said, convert them. So he says, हमारे लिए काम कौन करेगा? He said, who's going to work for us? So if you become Muslim, he can't work. Huh? A Muslim can't plow the field. A Muslim can't sweep the street. A Muslim can't chop the wood. What do you mean? He said, who's going to work for us? That means now you want to keep them there. You can exploit them better. You don't want to make them your brothers. The result? Destruction. Wallah, inviting destruction. The people are there, here. There are people here. Wallah, there are people here. I'm not talking about the missionary who comes and knocks at your door. The missionary who comes and knocks at your door, he's got vested interests. There's livelihood, respect in his community for doing the job. He comes and knocks at your door and he wants to convert you. He wants to convert you. There's something valuable. Well, if he gets a Muslim, it's something achieved. Like in my part of the world, Natal and the Transvaal, if they get one of my nation, it's a diamond that he's got. The others, the Madrasis, the Tamils, the Telugus, is cheaper by the dozen. It's not the same value, it's like a ton of coal. One diamond is worth more than a ton of coal any day. So it's a pride. He says, I got a Deedat fellow. I got a Lokhat fellow. I got a Parak. It means something. There's others cheaper by the dozen. So they're out. You are a challenge. The Muslim is a challenge. 300 years they tried. They hammered your people for 300 years. They changed your language, they changed your culture, they changed your names. But you retained Islam. You happen to be one of the most militant Muslim communities in the world. You can only compare yourself with the Malays in Singapore and the Malays in Malaysia. They are jellyfishes. Your cousins and your fathers, your uncles, they are like jellyfishes compared to you. You are as hard as steel. That hammering has done you good. You didn't like it, but it has done you good. Wallah, it's made militant people out of you. What are we going to do? You were brought here against your will. Your forefathers didn't come here. My forefathers did. They came because they were starving in India. They thought, South Africa easier living than there in India. We were starving, so they came. I came in 1927, and I know what I went through. I didn't have shoes. I had a calico shirt hanging outside and a calico trousers. I didn't own a handkerchief. The handkerchief was only the rich people. They used to keep it here for ornament. When you saw a man, that means it's somebody. He had a handkerchief here. My handkerchief was my coat. In winter, when father bought me a coat, I used this as a handkerchief. When the nose is wetted, it's coming down, drops are falling. Wallah, after eating, you wash your face. What do you do? This thing is shining, this thing is shining. Shine, they shine. It's all that's constant. No, sweating. This is all shining. And nobody in my life ever told me, Ahmed, what's this? Nobody. Because they expected that. So what else can you do? Every other boy had the same, all this shiny, shiny, shiny. We came because we were starving. You were brought here because the Dutch, when they conquered your country, Indonesia originally, those of your forefathers who were fighting for their freedom, they were captured as prisoners of war and shipped to the Cape of Good Hope and sold to the white men as slaves. When the British conquered Malaysia, those of your forefathers who were fighting for their freedom, they were captured as prisoners of war and shipped to the Cape of Good Hope. Good Hope for the white man. And sold to him as slaves. Under those conditions, you couldn't open your mouth. If you open your mouth, the white bass will break your jaw. You can't even pray. You have to do things in hiding. Now that's your history. We didn't expect, nobody expected anything from you. But Allah had a purpose. You didn't like it, but Allah had a purpose in having you brought here. You didn't like it. Your forefathers didn't like it. Wallah, how can you like it? Separated from your motherland, from your parents, your relations and all into a foreign land, enslaving for the enemy. Who would love a thing like that? But Allah had a purpose. Same like He had with Bibi Hajara and little Ismail. Allah Bari Ta'ala commands Ibrahim alayhi salam to leave them where Makkah is today, in the desert, with some water and some food. And Hajara ran short of water. And the child is dying, infant Ismail is dying of thirst. So she runs between Safa and Marwa. There were small hillocks. So she runs, she walks down and she runs, and she walks up the other hill, and she looks around looking for some people, habitation, nothing, and she comes down and she runs, and she goes up the other hill and she looks around, nothing. You think she liked it? Allah liked it. Her performance, that love and compassion for her child, Allah loved that. What she was doing for her child. So He made it one of the fundamentals of Hajj. So you too do the same. In emulation of Hajra, do the same. Did Hajra like it? No. Did Ismail like it? No. Allah had a purpose. Now we can see that there was a purpose. Today 3 million people are gathering there because of that. Allah had a purpose. Allah bringing you all here for what? To have a jolly good time? Dance with the coons? Is that why He brought you here? No. He's brought you here to do a job of work. Wallah.